If this video is showing up on your feed today, it might be your sign that you need to go on a dopamine detox and take real action. I want to share a quick story from over 10 years ago. Me and my friends loved BMXing, so we would go on our bikes and go to the local skate park and try and do tricks on the ramps. To get hyped up for this, we used to watch BMX edits on YouTube, and we live on the Isle of Wight, and there are pro BMXers that used to go to Southsea skate park, so it was really close and it was really inspiring because these guys were so close to us, and we would often jump on the hovercraft, go over to Southsea skate park so we could ride on the same ramps. The problem is, whenever we did this, we wouldn't try many tricks. So we would go to the skate park and it would be like a bad session. We wouldn't have much fun. And that's because your brain doesn't know the difference between you watching someone doing something or even you imagining it and you doing it. So we would watch the BMX edits, and the thing with BMXing is it's an extreme sport, so it's very dangerous. So we'd watch the edit of Harry Main or Mark Webb trying to do backflips or something on these ramps. And in the edit, he like crashes and stacks it about 10 times because that's what's involved with BMXing. And whatever you're trying to do in your life, there will be resistance to it. There'll be some hard thing. Anything worth doing, there's a hard thing you've got to overcome. So we watch Mark Webb stack these backflips over and over, and then finally he nails it. He lands the trick. The brain has the reward mechanism of dopamine. So every time he stacks it, we're getting something spike in our brains. And then when he lands it, we get the payoff. That's why you watch things. That's why social media is so addictive. So if you're ambitious but lazy, this might be what's causing it. This is half of it anyway. So you're getting the reward without doing the work. Anytime you might be watching podcasts on the subject that you're interested in, but it will be a podcast of somebody successful in that area. So they've already done the graft, done the work, and got the payoff. And you're getting the payoff, you're getting the free dopamine hit without doing the work. So if you're ambitious, you need to be very mindful of what content you're consuming, because it might be related to the field. It might almost be like research, but it's going to be lowering your dopamine sensitivity so that when you have to do the actual work yourself, it's going to be very difficult to do that, and there's going to be resistance. So with anything in life, to land the trick, the resistance is you have to stack the trick about 10 times before you land it. If your goal is to write a book, you're ambitious, you want to write a book, and you watch interviews with authors, they've already written the book. So you're getting the dopamine hit of them talking about the results of the thing you're trying to do. Sitting down and writing is very hard. That's the thing you need to do. So the solution to this is a dopamine detox. And if you think of my dog, she is always excited to come for a walk. The moment I pick the lead up, she's raring to go. That's because she's always on a dopamine detox. She doesn't watch edits, walking edits. She's not scrolling on TikTok watching other dogs go for walks, because she would probably be less enthusiastic for the walk if she did that. She probably would if she could, but obviously that's not available to her. So she's not numbing her dopamine response. So the moment I pick the lead up, she's up for it, because everything else in comparison is more boring. So when we watch BMX edits, we watch a guy doing backflips. That is more interesting than the trick. I'm not trying to do backflips, I'm just trying to do a bar spin. You know, it's less extreme. So I've wrecked my dopamine. So that's why our sessions after watching BMX edits were always worse. So the solution is dopamine detox. And you've got to do this with everything really, because I've noticed, even if you scroll on TikTok, you'll get something unrelated. You're trying to write a book, but you'll get somebody doing a skydive. But already that's firing dopamine. It's a different niche, but it's the same reward system in the brain. So you see the guy, he's in the plane. Imagine the nerves you'd have before a skydive. I've done a skydive and it's pretty scary. So you're in the plane, you're nervous. Then you jump out In watching that skydive video, which is completely unrelated to your goals and your ambitions in life, you're lowering your dopamine sensitivity. So anything, any form of media is going to affect you in this way. So you might think, oh, well, I want to write a book. Watching BMX edits isn't going to have the same effect. But from my experience, it doesn't even have to be related to your thing. It just has to fire off dopamine, which is going to lower motivation. So you're ambitious, but you're lazy because you feel like you've already done the work, because your dopamine spiked and you've got the payoff from watching these videos. So the first thing you need to do is go on a dopamine detox. So the second reason why you're ambitious but you're lazy is because you're overcomplicating action. There is going to be one thing that gets you closer to your goal. In our case with BMXing, it was riding our bikes. Watching edits, we would do all things that were related to BMXing but weren't doing the thing. So there's this book called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy, and in it he says you identify the one thing you have to do, and you'll know what it is. If you're trying to write a book, it's writing. You can watch interviews of authors and design your book cover, but if you don't have a book, you don't need a cover. Do you know what I mean? You'll do all these other things that are related to but not getting the job done. You're ambitious and you're not achieving what you want because you're not doing the work. So if you had a frog in front of you and your job is to eat the frog, but you've got like lettuce around the side, you've got a croissant next to it, you'd eat the frog first and then you'd eat the nice things afterwards. But when we're taking action towards our ambitions, we often eat the croissant, eat the lettuce and salad, leave the frog till tomorrow. So you need to identify what is the true action you need to take. For BMXing, we would watch edits. We would get stickers and put them on our bikes and customize our bikes. Even though our bikes worked fine, it's not like we had a puncture and had to repair the tires, but we would change our tires because they looked cool. Then we'd get to the skate park and sit at the ramp, just eating lunch, not riding our bikes, because we weren't eating the frog. Eating the frog is trying to do the trick on the ramp and potentially hitting yourself with the handlebars and being in a lot of pain. So you're ambitious, and the barrier to entry for success is doing something that's really hard. It's hard to write. It's hard to do BMX tricks. And the reason is because there's always resistance, and the resistance is danger of some sort or discomfort. So it's easier to watch the video of the guy doing the skydive because he's the one that's got the risk of dying. You don't, but your brain doesn't know the difference. So identify what the frog is. For me, I'm trying to grow a YouTube channel and a burger business on TikTok. The only thing, my frog each day, is to post a video. There's resistance to that. I might say the wrong thing. It might not make any sense. That's the resistance. I could watch YouTube videos as inspiration, what I'm going to make my video on, but the only thing I need to do is record a video, edit it and post it. That's the frog. So, and that's real action. And you're lazy because you've overcomplicated it and you feel like there's a million different things. Because if you're really ambitious, your goals are probably quite lofty, and you think, well, if I want this business to work, managing a business, there's like a million different things you have to do, but there's usually only one or two that matter. So that's eating the frog. So go on a dopamine detox, identify whatever your ambition is, what the frog is, and eat the frog every day, like first thing. So when you're watching videos on social media and you're getting the hit, it's because somebody else is eating the frog. It's easy to watch somebody else eat a frog, like I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. You watch it thinking they're literally eating frogs. You watch it thinking, oh, I could do that. But it's easier said than done. So I've got a Bible verse to illustrate this. Proverbs 12:11. Those who work their land will have abundant food, but those who chase fantasies have no sense. So in watching a BMX edit, that's a fantasy. That's not riding a BMX. That is watching somebody else do it. That's a fantasy. That's not real. But if I work my land, if I get on my bike and try that trick, then that will bring abundance. So I invite you to go on a dopamine detox, eat the frog, and see where it takes you and how much closer it gets you to these ambitions you have, and that it will alleviate your laziness. So just to make one final example using this video, it's just started raining, it's been raining all morning. I could record these videos indoors, but I prefer to do it in the woods. There is resistance. This is my frog. I'm currently eating my frog. I'm in the rain, I'm making a video. It would be a lot easier for me to not do this, to just watch YouTube videos as inspiration for tomorrow's video. But I'm out here, I'm eating the frog, and I'll get the video uploaded. Hope that helps. Speak to you soon.